one of the more effective defenses on the gain of function research was sort of the dollar amounts. I mean, look, China's still doing this research if we don't give them $500,000, right? Like, it's interesting that we were tied to that, and it's important that we don't continue to fund it. But this program was going to exist whether we funded it or not at those levels. But this potentially elevates it.
Yeah, and it hasn't stopped. And what did our government know? When did they know it? Are you comfortable with that? And I've been thinking about it, and I'm going to ask the guest tonight. If we had the ability to have one of our scientists over working in the nuke labs of Iran, would that be a good thing or not? If they were working for the CIA?
Maybe a good thing.
Might be a really good thing. It just depends. This one, we're funding the research at the same time. And apparently, they didn't stop the little accident.
Yeah. And things tend to look different after multiple millions of people are dead across the world.
Yeah, I think so. It'd be like, I tried to call you guys and they launched the nuke. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, that kind of puts a different spin on it. But the documents are pretty solid. EcoHealth, I can never get their name right, they responded to our questions on this one.
Really?
Yeah, quickly. We've talked to some people that were coworkers of the guest tonight, and he seems to check out. He seems a little nervous, I guess. But I think if I thought I was exposing a big, the CIA, I might be a little nervous too. I might be a little scattered.
Well, it seems like really important information, and I hope the 1/2 inch of ice doesn't prevent it from being told to the people. I mean, your dedication level, we'll test that tonight and see.
Is this really 1/2 inch of ice, or is this CIA controlling the weather?
Ooh, very interesting. Let me ask you a question this is related, and it came back up this week. So I want to ask you this, and I want to get your actual opinion on it. Who is our greatest geopolitical threat?
China.
I think so too, and it's interesting because obviously Romney said Russia. It became a big deal in the campaign, and now conservatives are saying, "Hey, Romney was right." And I think, in general terms, it was ridiculous the way it was handled. Right? I mean, it was dumb for the media to say he's a crazy. The '80s called and got their foreign policy back.
So let's go back to the '80s. Who was the biggest threat? Because remember, it was Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan, and the Pope. Out of those three, who was the biggest threat to Russia?
I mean, the Pope? Margaret Thatcher?
I think
Reagan?
Yeah, I think it was America, because we funded it and pushed it through and had the megaphone. But without, the Pope, they probably wouldn't have fallen. And really without Thatcher.
Yeah, it was important that they all worked together.
I think that our biggest foe clearly is China. But Russia can soften the road. Russia could bring us down, but the big winner will be China. It's
a defensible point, right? They have the biggest nuclear stockpile. There's a lot of reasons to say Russia's a huge threat. But China is a massive, massive threat. And they're playing the long game. You see even people who advocated for this idea of bringing China in are now backing off of that. I mean, this is the right has changed on this. I think the left has changed on this at some level.
Some level. I think there's still a lot of people that, I was really interested in our guest that we had on today. The guy, he was the COO of PayPal.
Yeah, Sachs.
And it was interesting to see him look now at the industry and be the guy warning, hey, this is all coming apart. He was an angel funder for almost all of the big, the big tech companies. And he's now on the front line going, wait a minute, stop. All these companies are starting to edit, and he's talking about warning today about a social credit score for Americans.
Are we in a race essentially to decentralization or tyranny?
Yeah. And I think it's going to be right down to the line. And I don't know who's going to win yet.
That's
but it really is.
terrifying.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. It is, can they put together an emergency like Canada had? Can they find the emergency to shut us all down before we all figure it out and say, no, you're not playing and we're taking our toys and going home? That's it's dicey.
Can you give us a little bit on, you've talked about this before, but this transition to a digital dollar, right? A U.S. government-backed digital dollar. There are some people who would say, well, I like cryptocurrencies and maybe this is a good thing. But this is not decentralized. This is centralized. And it can be controlled, right? I mean, they can control what you might spend it on, for example.
Yeah. Look at the Hamilton Project. Hamilton Project is a project between the Fed Bank of Boston and MIT. It is this is their trial coin. They're trying to put something together, and it will eventually be the coin that we go to from the U.S. dollar. The problem with these coins is that they will give the government complete access. Think about, what are the people in Canada going to do that just lost their jobs, just lost their insurance, just lost their truck, may lose their house, can't get a loan, and no one can assist them? What do those people do? It's one thing to be deplatformed, which means I can't speak out, I can't be heard. It's another to be debanked. And that's what's happening. And that's what the Fed coin will do. They close all, you have Bitcoin, you can have all the Bitcoin you want. Oh, by the way, all the exit ramps that allow you to take that out and use it, you can't. The government's shutting them all down. Well, now you've got Bitcoin, but you can't use it.
We talked about a woman who had made a $50 donation. She was like a minimum wage employee, made a $50 donation before there was any crimes associated.
There still aren't any crimes.
Well,
there are parking crimes.
Right. There, I mean, there are things that they, minor stuff. Look, blocking a bridge is a blockade is not something that, either of us are excited about.
Right, but that's not really what.
Right, but it was even before that stuff started. So even if you want to justify it that way, she made the donation before that even began. And now she can't get access to her bank account. She can't pay her rent. And this is happening across Canada, and you have to believe it's going to come here too. If it's not already.
I mean, look at it. They're trying to send you a message. Don't you dare speak out. Don't you dare cross us, because there's no help for you. And by the way, this emergency period is supposed to last 30 days, but Trudeau has come out and said even after this expires, you banks might want to look at these people of interest and say that they're too risky to loan to or to return services to. Okay. And by the way, the Canadian Parliament, why would they vote for this? Last Monday they got together and they voted. Why would they vote for this? Do you know why? Because Trudeau tied it to a vote of confidence. And the vote of confidence means, in a parliamentary system, if you vote against a vote of confidence for your prime minister, that means that triggers automatically new elections. Okay? So he tied that vote and he said, look, if it doesn't pass, I'll look at it as a vote of confidence and I'll quit. Well, all of the ruling party, the Liberal Party, his party, they went, if we have an election tomorrow, we will lose. Yeah. Okay? There's a shift in the polls.
Yeah, a poll came out today that had him down 12 points.
12 points. So there's no way they win.
So they don't want new elections.
Correct. So they all voted and said, yes, keep the emergency, because he made it into a vote of confidence. When another member of the parliament said, let's have a separate vote. After that, let's have a separate vote just on the emergency package, they were all out of time.
Well,
all out of time.
It happens, Glenn.
Yeah, I know.
It's part of the problem here that the parliamentary system is just dumb. I mean, it's better than a dictatorship, but it sucks.
Have you watched the Canadian compared to the English? The English are like, "Arr, rawr,
Yeah, at least they're
rawr,
yelling
rawr."
at each
Yeah,
other,
they're yelling
so
at
it's
each other,
fun.
but it sounds like bulldogs, you know. Rawr, 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 rawr. These guys are just, it's like I don't know. It's just like a train station. I don't even think they're talking about stuff. It's like, yeah, and I'll have a couple of bagels too. I mean, I don't understand how they get a damn thing done.
I don't either. All right, Glenn Beck, he's known as President Xi's right-hand man. Tonight, his special White Lies, Black Ops, and Red China. Insider exposes pandemic money trail. It's going to be really interesting if Glenn bothers to do it because, there's some rain outside. It's coming up right after this at 9 p.m. Eastern. Of course, don't miss any of the shows on Blaze TV with your Blaze TV subscription, blazetv.com/Stu. Promo code is Stu. That's how they know you like this stupid show. Plus, you'll save $10. Glenn, thanks for coming on. I hope
you give me a headache.
Your leaders in China
You give me a headache.
I'm going
to have you disappear.
Think you did your job.
I'm calling them right now. Xi, make him disappear.
If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to our channel so you'll be sure to see similar videos from Blaze TV with the added bonus of signaling YouTube that your voice and opinion still matters. And if you're looking for more great conservative content, check out one of the 2 videos suggested here.